Fox and Danny D Eagles podcast. That's the star of the show, Philly Fox, and I'm your host, Danny D. And we're coming to you from our Eagles perch in the Ed Bobco Memorial Studios in beautiful Morristown, PA. And we're going to get started. All right, so today, first topic is Schwarber. We've been talking a lot about Schwarber for the past couple of weeks, it seems like. Seems like we've been talking about him all season.
Well, yes, he has the most home runs against left-handed pitchers with 7 in the league right now.
Cool.
And he hit 2 home runs in Game 3 versus Cleveland to clinch the series.
Right.
On Mother's Day with his mother in attendance.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was must have been really nice for him and her, right?
Oh yes, and then he hit 1 in Game 3 versus the Cards. Even though they lost, it was still he's gained momentum with the home runs and among the league leaders with Aaron Judge. He was tied last I checked. So
yeah. I mean, you never think of Schwarber as like an MVP candidate, but he is having a MVP season so far. And of course, there's always the talk about with him and his contract, and everybody keeps saying, "Come on, let's get him re-signed and extend him," right?
Well, yes, because he's batting .263 since April 15th.
Okay.
Well, wow. He's 1 home run away from 300 all time. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the guy's having an incredible season.
Yes, he has, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Because we'll say Nola's the next topic, right?
Oh,
for me,
Sure, we can do Nola. Yeah, let's talk about Aaron Nola. Unfortunately, he's
on the 15-day disabled list with a right ankle injury.
Okay.
And then he has a 6.16 ERA on the season, but it doesn't tell the story. Like the last game wasn't him. You could tell he wasn't right.
Right, yeah. And, maybe he's had a little other things going on. Let's face it. He hasn't had that bad of a year. He was way better than his record, but he could use the time off, kind of get things together and get his head right, and give some other people a chance, an opportunity to pitch.
Well, yes, and he gave that one an opportunity. His name was Mick Abel. Like, he got called up, in place. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that worked out, right?
Yes,
I guess that's our next topic then.
Yes.
All right. And, he came up from...
Lehigh Valley. I saw him pitch last week down there, ironically.
Yeah, that's right. You went to that game, and, and it happened to be against him. Well, I guess maybe you were his good luck charm,
yes.
Right?
Was it 6 innings pitched today? 5 hits, 0 runs, and 0 walks. That's the most impressive, like no walks in your MLB debut. Right?
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the most strikeouts in a debut.
Well, yeah, 9 Ks, ties Kurt Simmons from the Whiz Kids era, like 1947 to 90.
Right. That's an old record. I mean, that's a long time. Yeah, congratulations to him. And did you say I think his parents were there?
Well, yes, his parents were there. And then, he outpitched Paul Skeens, who many consider the best in the game, so put it that way.
Yeah, right. And, that was a tough, they were asking a lot of him, right, to pitch against him, and knowing that he's not going to get a lot of run support, right?
Well, yes, 1-0, like, it was the bare minimum, but hey, it was a win.
Hey, right, the good old pitcher's duel.
Well, yes.
Yeah, okay. And the next topic?
Unfortunately, we got to address the elephant in the room, as we call it.
Oh, man, this sucks, man. This really sucks.
Jose Alvarado, 80-game suspension for exogenic testosterone. Eligible to return for the regular season, but not playoffs.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, that's a really, really harsh penalty they gave him. And that they gave the Phillies, really. I mean, it's bad enough that we don't get him back till around game around 120 something, because I think we're going to get him back for like 40 games. But then not being able to have him in the playoffs, I mean that really stinks. The only good thing about that is some of the other guys like. Hey, the one that everybody was bashing early on.
Romano, he looked good today.
Yeah, he actually looked good. So, and then the other thing is we got a lot of depth in the starting pitchers, and that gives Taiwan time to be in the bullpen, and that hopefully moves people around, and then maybe we get somebody else that steps up, right?
Because Dombrowski said that Alvarado didn't know he took him. That's in his press conference.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, but that's on him though, because there's there's a 1-800 number, there's a hotline.
Yes.
You can get that stuff all checked out. So that's got to be on him. Don't anybody try to put this on the Phillies or the Phillies organization. This is 100% on Jose.
Yes, and our next topic would be Stott.
Oh, right. Okay, Stotty. Yeah, I love that kid, man.
Well, another 263 since April 15th. He's batting identical to Schwarber, the batting average.
Okay.
He got multiple RBIs against the Pirates, including a home run last night.
Right. Yeah. He's found some of that power that he couldn't find.
And then an RBI versus the Cardinals in Game 1 of the 3-game series.
Yeah. This whole thing with him batting leadoff against, I forget who it's against. Righties or lefties. Either way, he's alternating. It's really worked out, and all this goes back to he's healthier this year. And when you're healthier and you got that right mindset, and he's fouling off a lot of pitches, he's having a lot of quality at bats, right?
Yes, he is.
Yep. Okay. What else? Who else are we talking about?
Well, I'd say Harper, like we said in there.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure if we were out of order or not because we jumped around a little bit. So Harper, that's cool. Yeah, Harper's finally heating up, right?
We had a home run the other night, I remember.
Okay.
I posted about it.
Yep. Yeah, he's had a few. I think he had more than one this past week.
Well, I'm saying he's had multiple.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they've come in the form of home runs, but he's getting on base,
He's getting on base. He's hitting home runs. He is heating up a little bit, and it's about time. Okay, it's about time. If you want to, go by MV3 and all those things, and be the demonstrative and the vocal guy that he is, you got to back it up. And I'm sure it doesn't bother anybody more than it bothered him. That the guy wants to produce and he wants to be good. So good for him.
Well, and lastly, I included Bohm in mine. He had a home run versus the Cards in Game 3.
Yeah.
His second of the year.
Good for him.
And then, 330 batting average since April 15th, because I remember everybody wanted him to run him out of town when he had that little slump and
Yeah, to start the year. And like we talked about then, right? You take that same length of time that they weren't successful in, and you move that to a different part of the season, and you predecess it by doing fairly well before and afterwards, you don't think about it as much. But when it starts out at the beginning of the year and the way the year ended last year, and you can't blame the way the year ended last year on him, that's for sure.
That's a team effort. I mean, did he play well? No, but the rest of the team around him didn't do any better.
No, and in fact, you could make an argument that him and Nick were two of the better players down the stretch at the end. So anyway, yeah, very good week for the Phils. Absolutely, a really good week. I mean, they swept the
Pirates.
The Pirates, and then how do we make out?
Well, we lost 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals, but
yeah,
it sort of makes like in theory you win 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals, and you win 2 out of 3 against the Pirates. You're still,
right,
the same record as you would be, right?
Sure, and the Cardinals look, early on in the year, the Cardinals had their record wasn't that good.
But they're coming to life.
Yeah, they're coming to life, and they're a lot better team than their record showed. And so that's going to happen. It's a long season, and you're going to have those ups and downs. And now we got some. I guess we're going to be playing Colorado.
It was historically bad. They're on pace to be worse than the White Sox were. That's saying something.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Anytime you're in the same sentence as the White Sox, yeah, that's not a good thing. At least not recently.
Well, they're not even on pace to win 30 games this year.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. That's pretty bad. And then I guess we got the A's too, and they're not stinking it up, but they're not exactly.
Because they were 500-ish.
Yeah, so they're about 500. But you got to watch. You can't have a letdown. You got to beat the teams that you can beat. Because if I'm not mistaken, after that, I think it's Braves and somebody else. So Brewers. And so we're going into a little bit tougher stretch. So you got to
stack up the wins against the bad teams.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, all in all, it was a pretty good week. Nola going down kind of sucked. But
next man up, as the Eagles would do.
Yeah. And the real killer was Jose. And but again, we're gonna deal with that because
next man up, like I said. So.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. All right. Well, good job. All right. So let's. So remember, if you don't hate us,
Like us
right, and then subscribe on YouTube.
and
So
Twitter.
and Twitter, so you don't miss an episode on YouTube, and if follow us on Twitter, and Philly will be doing all the updates, scoring updates during the game, and his game recaps, and we'll be back here again next Sunday night if everything goes right. So,
Nice.
all right, so 1, 2, 3, let's
Let's go,
go Phillies!
Phillies!
All right.